Apple just made their final big announcement for 2023, and the news is not good. Plus, we've finally got a launch window for Apple's Vision Pro. We've got some early rumors on Apple's big spring event happening in 2024, and even more people are leaving Apple to go work with Jony Ive and build what many believe to be is the big iPhone killer for 2024. Let me tell you what this secret project is and why Apple is not happy about it, plus a lot of other Apple news you need to know about right now in this video. Let me break down the good stuff and the bad stuff for Apple as we enter into a whole new year of 2024. So this is it. Apple's 2023 is basically over, and I'm surprised at how right on and also how wrong some of the rumors were for this year and the new products we were supposed to see. We always get mixed announcements. Some stuff happens, some stuff doesn't happen, but for the most part, things were spot on. We did get the mixed reality headset. It did sort of look like this. It's Vision Pro. We've got a release date. The iPhone 15 was basically spot on to what the leaks and rumors suggested. But also, to be fully honest with you guys, I reported on some stuff that just simply didn't happen. I was wrong, so let me be accountable here and call out what I need to fess up on. Many in the Apple community were super excited for an all-new version of AirPods Max to launch in 2023. It'd have some new colors, it'd have a new Apple Silicon chip inside for better audio processing, maybe even a sport version that would come in at less than the pretty astronomical $550 these now, what, 3-year-old headphones are still selling at. Pretty crazy. Things are going to be really exciting for AirPods Max, but as you probably know, that just didn't happen. Not just that, we are hearing that Apple is working on AirPods Max for 2024, but the updates coming to this new version are going to be pretty minor, and it might not launch until the very end of next year, so it's going to be basically another year until we get any new version of Apple's premium over-the-ear headphones. We had also heard some interesting rumors that in 2023, Apple was going to release this new HomePod Apple TV screen concept. Basically, it was like their Amazon Echo Show competitor. It was like a smart speaker with a screen on it. It was supposed to be super cool, and we had seen a lot of hints that Apple was working on this. We have the HomePod, which does deliver pretty good audio processing and a good audio experience. We've got the cool new FaceTime feature on Apple TV that allows you to have a big screen or maybe a static screen FaceTime experience, basically something different than holding up your iPhone or iPad. It seemed like Apple was working on this and laying the foundation for this new smart speaker, but obviously it didn't happen in 2023. And the rumors on this have been interesting because they've kind of gone back and forth between Apple's gonna build this HomePod with a screen versus Apple's gonna build a special dock for the iPad that you'd put it in, sort of like that new Pixel tablet where it would go into this special docked mode. Not exactly sure how Apple's going to approach this, but again, they are laying the groundwork for this, and this could potentially be something we see in the new year of 2024. And finally, we had heard some exciting rumors about iPads in 2023. OLED iPads, maybe foldable iPads. Things are going to be somewhat exciting for the iPad lineup, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this has been like the only year, maybe like the second year ever, that the iPad has not gotten any hardware updates. We got no new versions of iPads in 2023, so all those iPad rumors for like new exciting refreshes were totally wrong because this was a pretty bad and boring year for the entire iPad line. Next up, I've got an important update on the Apple Watch situation because things here are interesting. If you missed the news, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and Apple Watch Series 9 were banned from being sold in the US through Apple's official online and physical retail stores. No, there was no superhero to save the day. The Biden administration did not swoop in and veto this ban. The ban was in effect for a couple of days, and Apple, I guarantee you, was furious about this. But there has been some good news for Apple over the last couple of days, as this ban has been temporarily halted, at least for now, as we should get some more info on this in the new year in early January in the next couple of weeks. Apple was able to find some reprieve from a higher up appeals court, so for now, the ban has been paused, and Apple has been very happy to announce that you can once again walk into a store or head online and buy an Apple Watch Ultra 2 or a Series 9, but again, this is temporary, and what's fascinating about this story is a couple of things. One is that for Apple to even be in a situation where some of their top new products are banned from being sold in the United States, one of the biggest markets in the world, is really crazy, especially around the holidays. What I also find particularly interesting about the story is that historically, this has been a situation that Apple could buy their way out of. They could sort of use their influence and power and some connections to sort of make sure this ban would never see the light of day, or they could use their big stockpile of cash to pay fines or pay legal fees or whatever had to be done to make sure a situation like this didn't happen. But that's not the case, which is really interesting. And it almost feels like to me that the love and the wonder a lot of people and companies and administrations around the world have for Apple is sort of fading. Apple can no longer do no wrong. They're not perfect. And not only are they sort of getting in trouble for stuff like this, but even the whole beeper situation is causing many countries to look at Apple as maybe being a little anti-competitive. But the bad news for Apple does not stop there. We've also learned over the last couple of days that Apple has lost yet another one of their top design team members who has left Apple and has joined Jony Ive at his new company, working on some top secret projects, including an all-new device for OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. Now, details on what this new thing is are still sort of sparse, but The Verge reports that the two are planning to build the iPhone of AI, some new, exciting, and natural way that you can sort of connect with AI and talk with your digital assistant that's hopefully fun and exciting and better than the humane AI pin, which definitely had one of the weirdest tech moments of 2023. Moving away to some happier news, though, we do have some exciting stuff to talk about, and that is some early rumblings of a spring event that would be a big moment for the iPad to get some new updates, including the launch, potentially, of some OLED iPad Pros, so a really great high-quality screen for your iPad Pros, probably a new M-series chip in there as well, and also the launch of a new iPad Air with a bigger screen, a 12.9-inch display that give you all the benefits of a big iPad screen experience without the Pro features and Pro price tag of the current only big iPad screen you can get on the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. There has also been some talk that Apple could launch Vision Pro around this big spring event, but surprisingly, it looks like Apple's actually moving ahead of schedule and the headset would come sooner than that event. Bloomberg and Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo both say that Apple is aiming for a release of Vision Pro in January or February, which means in just a couple of weeks, we could finally get this Vision Pro in our hands and strapped onto our heads. And while they would go on sale in the next couple of weeks, buying one is likely going to be tricky. Mark Gurman over at Bloomberg always does a stellar job with his reporting, and he's been particularly good at sort of giving us details on Vision Pro, including the fact that it looks like as of right now, Apple may force you to go into the store to take delivery and set up your Vision Pro headset and may not allow for launch day delivery, or maybe delivery in the first couple of weeks due to the more complicated nature of Vision Pro and how it has to be adjusted to your eyes and stuff like that. Not exactly sure if it's gonna happen for sure or not, but it looks like Apple may be strongly encouraging or maybe forcefully pushing people into stores if they wanna get their Apple Vision Pro headset on or around launch day. And I'm curious to how you feel about this. And also, here's a little bit of Apple trivia for you guys. What would be another Apple product that we've seen that Apple would not let you get on launch day without going into the store? There was a specific Apple product, it was really weird, that you couldn't pre-order it online. If you wanted it on launch day, you had to go in an Apple store for no good reason. Do you know what that product was? Let me know in the comments down below. And the first person to guess right will get a virtual high five and cookie from me, because this is one of my favorite stories to talk about because it was the weirdest thing and definitely sort of sets a precedent that this wouldn't be unprecedented for Vision Pro. So let me know if you've got that answer down below in the comments. And last up for today, remember that future CarPlay experience that Apple teased last year WWDC with the multi-screens and it looked super cool and it was going to launch sometime in 2023? Well, with just days to go until the end of the year, Apple has made good on that promise and they've announced a couple of cars coming next year that will support this all-new CarPlay experience. And we're also learning that some cars will be losing CarPlay. GM, for example, has taken a bold move by removing CarPlay in some of their new vehicles, including some of their new EVs for 2024, and customers are not happy. Now, this again, speaking of unprecedented, is not unprecedented. Tesla, Rivian, and I believe some other companies are notorious for not allowing CarPlay or Android Auto in their vehicles. They do their own custom software, which is what GM is doing here. But what's sort of weird about this is that it sort of seems like a step backward, especially if the software isn't good. What the CarPlay experience was from the beginning was an escape from the old, clunky, outdated, and expensive infotainment systems you would get in cars just by using your phone, which could always be updated and get apps. It was great. And now we're sort of reverting that is GM, has announced that they are ditching CarPlay in 2024, and people are really not happy. All right, guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the Apple news of the week as we round out 2023? What are your general thoughts on Apple for the year? It was a bit of a weird year for Apple, definitely not the most exciting year ever, though we did get some solid upgrades. Vision Pro is going to be exciting, iPhone 15 lineup. Really looking forward to the iPhone 16 and what 2024 will hold. Let me know your thoughts down below on the news. As always, I appreciate you guys. I guess this will be the final 2023 video. So a big thank you from me to you for all of the support of 2023. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you as always for helping grow an amazing channel. Not possible at all without you guys. So thank you for allowing me to talk Apple obsessively multiple times a week. I appreciate you guys. Thank you as always. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.